Here at the National Liberty Museum, we bring liberty to life through stories of people whose character and courage have expanded liberty for all. Located in the heart of historic Philadelphia, the museum's exhibits, educational experiences, and public programs work to inspire visitors to think about liberty as an ongoing human quest that we all share. We are currently open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays via time ticketing. Please check out our website or check us out on the weekends. Our current exhibits are Philadelphia's Freedom, Artists Speak Out. Is over 75 works of art by Philadelphia area artists, sharing with you their personal interpretation of freedom. It'll be on view for a few more months, so definitely check it out. Stay in touch with the National Liberty Museum. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn to find out more about our virtual programming or more about our hours and exhibitions. Upcoming programs for kids and families for Family Weekend. We have Beyond Wakanda, Black superheroes from comics to real life, and grown-ups. We've got 2 upcoming events for you. We have Get You a Babe Who Can Do Both, a Valentine's Day special, as well as a interactive virtual tour, How to Create Change, Celebrating Black Voices. I know you love our virtual tours. We hope to see you visiting the museum, but for now, I'm going to hand it off to Miss Brittany Lynn for story time. Thank you, everybody, and Miss Brittany Lynn, I'm gonna pin your video and stop sharing my screen.
There we go. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are live here with the National Liberty Museum. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Miss Brittany Lynn, you're on mute.
I'm not. Maybe you have me muted? There, do you have me muted? No, okay, all right. Now everyone can hear me. Okay, so I'm gonna say thank you so much for tuning in. Just remember, we're here the second Tuesday of every month. We have a very special program today. We are celebrating Black History Month at the National Liberty Museum, and I have some really good books for you guys today. So we are going to start off with a brand new story. It is a New York Times bestseller, and it is called Hair Love. Obviously, we love all of our hair, especially African-American hair and all of its diverse looks. I'm gonna start off with this story. I'm very excited to read this to you guys. And again, this is called Hair Love, Academy Award-winning author Matthew A. Cherry. Okay, so let's start off. I hope you guys can see all of this. I'm trying to fit in the frame. Here we go. So this is Zuri. She says, my name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind of its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. Daddy tells me it is beautiful, and that makes me proud. I love that my hair lets me be me. In funky braids with beads, I am a princess. And when my hair is in 2 puffs, which is my favorite, I am above the clouds like a superhero. Look how amazing. I love that look. My hair even does magic tricks. One day, Rocky and I were playing outside when along came the rain. From large to small it went, presto, just like that. There is nothing that my hair can't do. Today I woke up extra early all by myself. I was too excited to sleep because it's a big day. Daddy was still sleeping. Shh, I said to Rocky as we tiptoed past him. Lately, Daddy has been worn out. He makes me breakfast, takes me to school, goes to work, picks me up, and yesterday we went for a bike ride around the park. I think he needs a break, she says. Because today is very special, I want a perfect hairstyle. This calls for a professional's touch. She says, paws off Rocky as she breaks her little iPad. Daddy heard the crash. Zuri, what on earth, he asks. I was only trying to help, I said. Daddy smiled. Can I help too? It'll be a piece of cake, Zuzu. The first style was a big no way. The second was better, but she still says, no, Daddy. Then Daddy tried slicking my hair back into two puffs. Ouch, Daddy yelled. Wait a minute, Daddy said as he reached into the drawer and pulled out a pick. Ta-da! Daddy, really? I said. Then I'll be right back, he promised. Look how big her hair is. Now, how's that? He asked, pulling a hat down over my eyes. Come on, Daddy, we can do better than that. I really need my hair to be special. Don't worry, he said. We'll figure this out. Then I had a great idea. Daddy gathered all the tools we needed, and we were set. Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted, and he nailed it. Funky puff buns, pretty, and so much fun, and Rocky approved too. I put on my superhero cape as the final touch to a perfect look. Look how amazing that looks. Where's my Zuzu? Mommy called out from the door. She could not get in the house fast enough. Mommy, you've got to be the prettiest Supergirl I have ever seen, she said. And your hair is beautiful, Zuri. Who did it? I looked at Daddy and beamed. Mommy smiled. Very nice. Thank you. We learned from the best, Daddy said as he gave her a big hug. My hair is Mommy, Daddy, and me. It is hair love. The end. What a good story. Yes. I love all of those styles. I really love the double Afro puff. That is my favorite. So again, we're celebrating Black History Month. I just want to say hi to everybody watching there at home and on Facebook. And a special shout out to the National Liberty Museum for always supplying such amazing programming for everybody at home. And I hope everybody's having a good start off to 2021. I got my good pearls on. We are going to do this next book, and it's one of my favorites. I've been reading this for years, and this book is called Sparkle Boy. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah, I see ya. This is for Sparkle Boys everywhere because you make the world bright. Okay, well, Jessie adored all things shimmery, glittery, and sparkly. Look at my shimmery shirt, Jessie said to her little brother, Casey, as he twirled in the living room and her skirt twirled all around her. Casey looked up from his alphabet blocks and said, ooh, shimmery, shimmery, he said, reaching out his hand. He says, I want shimmery. Well, Jessie stopped twirling and her skirt stopped twirling too. You can't have a shimmery skirt, Casey, she said. Well, why? Casey asked. Because boys don't wear shimmery shirts, said Jessie. Right, Mama? Excuse me. Mama thought for a minute. If Casey wants to wear a skirt, Casey can wear a skirt, she says. I don't have a problem with that. Let's give a big round of applause for Mama. Thank you, Mama. Mama went upstairs and came back with a skirt that was too small for Jessie. Here, buddy, she said to Casey, try this on. Oh, shimmery, shimmery, Casey said as he twirled around and his shimmery skirt twirled all around him. Casey twirled and twirled until he got dizzy and plopped down on his bottom, and Casey laughed. Jessie frowned. I think Jessie's got some issues. The next afternoon, Jessie went to a birthday party. When she came home, she raced into the kitchen. Look at my glittery nails, Jessie said, fanning out her fingers. Her nails glittered in the light. Casey looked up from his animal puzzle and said, ooh, glittery, glittery, he said, pulling Jessie's hands towards him. He says, I want glittery too. Jessie snatched her hands away. You can't have glittery nails, Casey said. Nails, Casey, she said. Well, why, Casey asked. Because boys don't wear glittery nail polish, said Jessie. Right, Daddy? Well, Daddy thought for a minute and said, most boys don't wear nail polish, he said. But Casey can if he wants to. There's no harm in that. Normally, Miss Brittany's got on her glittery nail polish, but she, next time. So Daddy went upstairs and came back with a bottle of glittery nail polish. Can't you just paint his toenails? Jesse asked, and then make him put on socks. Well, that's not a bad idea, Daddy said to Casey. What do you say, pal? No, Casey said. He held out his hands and kept them perfectly still while Daddy painted his fingernails. Glittery, glittery, Casey said as he spread his fingers wide so his nails glittered in the light. Jessie just shook her head. The next morning, Jessie and Casey's grandmother came to visit. Abuelita, I like your sparkly bracelets, said Jessie. You can have one, I have plenty. She took off a bracelet and slid it onto Jessie's wrist. Jessie swiveled her arm back and forth and watched the bracelet sparkle. Casey looked up from his dump truck and said, ooh, sparkly, sparkly. Casey said, I want sparkly too. Jessie hid her arm behind her back. You can't have a sparkly bracelet, Casey, she said. Well, why? Casey asked. Because boys don't wear sparkly bracelets, said Jessie, right, Abuelita? Abuelita thought for a minute. I've never seen a boy wear a sparkly bracelet, she said. Until now. Abuelita turned to Casey. Here, Sparkle Boy, she said. She took off another bracelet and slid it onto Casey's arm. There's no reason why Casey can't wear a bracelet, Jessie. He isn't hurting anyone. Ooh, sparkly, sparkly, Casey said as he swiveled his arm back and forth and watched his bracelet sparkle. Jessie stomped her foot and ran inside. On Saturday, Daddy went grocery shopping and Mama took Jessie and Casey to the library. Jessie came downstairs wearing her shimmery skirt and sparkly bracelet. Her nails glittered in the light. Soon, Mama came downstairs with Casey. He wore his shimmery skirt and his sparkly bracelet. His nails glittered in the light too. Mama, cried Jessie as she thrust her hands on her hips. Why is Jessie dressed like that? Because that's how Casey wants to dress, Mama said. But that's not how boys are supposed to dress, said Jessie. Casey looked silly. I don't think Casey looks silly, Mama said, smiling at him. I think Casey looks like Casey. When Jessie, Casey, and Mama got to the library, story time had already started. They sat in the back to listen. After the librarian finished reading, Mama went to the front desk to check out some books. Jessie and Casey waited for her in the children's room. I like your skirt, a girl said to Jessie, and I like your sister's skirt. Well, Jessie didn't say anything. I'm not a sister, Casey said. I'm her brother. You can't be a brother, said the girl. Well, why? Asked Casey. Because you're a girl, she said. I'm a boy, said Casey. You are? Another boy asked. He stared at Casey and then laughed. Hey, look, he said to his friend, a boy in a skirt. The boy's friend laughed too. Then he knelt in front of Casey. Dude, he said, you can't go around wearing a skirt. You know how many times Miss Brittany Lynn has heard this? Well, why? Casey asked. He said, well, because you look weird and everyone will laugh at you, said the boy. Well, why? Casey asked again. Because boys don't wear skirts and bracelets and nail polish. Everybody knows that, said the boy. Right, he said, looking at Jessie. Well, Jessie looked at Casey. His face was all scrunching up like it always did right before he was about to cry. Why can't boys wear skirts and bracelets and nail polish? Jessie asked a boy. Because, said one of the boys, that's just the way it is. Well, not anymore, said Jessie, and she put her arm around Casey's shoulder. Come on, little guy, let's find Mama and go home. They went home and Jessie and Casey adored all things shimmery, glittery, and sparkly, especially each other. The end. Yay! You know, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. You can wear anything you want and really pour on that glitter. You know, make it sparkle. If you don't sparkle, how are people supposed to see, right? Speaking of beautiful colors and things that are sparkly, I want to read this book, and it's one of our favorites. It's a new character that we've all come to love, and this is Elmer the Elephant. Do you guys know Elmer? Yeah, I see you guys smiling at home. This is Elmer the Elephant. Well, let's read about Elmer and see why people that look different are also important. Because if everybody looked the same, everything would be so boring, and that's not what we want. So let's read about Elmer. There once was a herd of elephants. Elephants young, elephants old, elephants tall, and elephants short, fat and thin. All were different, but all were happy, and all were the same color. All except Elmer. Elmer was not elephant color, he was patchwork, which meant he was yellow and orange and red and pink and purple and blue and green and black and white. It was Elmer who kept the other elephants happy with their games and jokes. They were always his idea. If an elephant was laughing, the cause was usually Elmer. But Elmer himself wasn't happy. Who ever heard of a patchwork elephant, he thought. No wonder they laugh at me. One morning, just as the others were waking up, Elmer slipped away. As he walked through the jungle, Elmer met other animals. Good morning, Elmer, they said. After a long walk, Elmer found what he was looking for, a large bush covered with elephant-colored berries. Elmer caught hold of the bush and he shook it till all the berries fell off onto the ground. Then Elmer laid down and rolled over the berries this way and that. He picked up bunches of berries and rubbed himself all over until he was covered with berry juice. Once he had finished, there wasn't a sign of any yellow or orange or red or pink or purple or blue or green or black or white. Elmer looked just like every other elephant. On his way back through the jungle, Elmer passed the other animals. Good morning, elephant, they said. When Elmer rejoined the herd, none of the other elephants noticed it. Why? Because they all look exactly alike. Look how boring. As soon as he stood there, Elmer felt that something was wrong, but what? He looked around. Same old jungle, same old blue sky, same old rain cloud, same old elephants. The other elephants were standing absolutely still, silent and serious. Elmer had never seen them so serious before. It made him want to laugh. Finally, he could bear it no longer. He lifted his trunk, and at the top of his lungs, he shouted, "Boo!" The other elephants jumped in surprise. Elmer was helpless with laughter. Then the others began to laugh. Too bad Elmer isn't here to share the fun, they said, laughing harder and harder. And then the rain cloud burst. When the rain fell on Elmer, his patchwork started to show again. Oh, Elmer, gasped an old elephant as Elmer was washed back to normal. You've played some good jokes, but this has been the biggest laugh of all. What would we do without you? We must celebrate this day every year, said another. The day of Elmer's best joke. All of us elephants will decorate ourselves in his honor, said a third. And Elmer will decorate himself in elephant color. And on one day each year, the elephants color themselves yellow or orange or red or pink or purple or blue or green or black or white, and they have a parade. If you happen to see an elephant in the Elmer's Day Parade who is ordinary elephant color, you know it must be Elmer. The end. Oh, we love you, Elmer. And being different makes you special. Oh, she's got a little bit of hair in here. Speaking of things that are special, I know the National Liberty Museum has a very special exhibit going on involving multicolored jelly beans. And I'm going to send this back to Lissa here, who is going to tell us a little bit about this exhibit that you guys can all check out.
Great. Thank you, Miss Brittany Lynn. I was in the museum last week visiting, and I took a video of our exhibit. We call it the Jelly Bean People. So I'm going to play it for you really quick. Hi, Brittany Lynn. Hi, everyone. Miss Lissa here from the National Liberty Museum. And on the screen right now, you see our Jelly Bean People. And this exhibit celebrates the beauty of diversity and showing love, appreciation, respect, and kindness to others, no matter what you look like. The artist who made this, Sandy Scopeland, is well known for her creative installations that are made entirely of food. For this exhibit, can you tell what she used? That's right, they're jelly beans. They make the floor and the bodies of the children. Although jelly beans come in many different shapes and sizes, every jelly bean contains the exact same ingredients. Just like all human beings are the same on the inside, but look different on the outside, just like me and just like you. Now imagine if all the jelly beans were gray. This exhibit wouldn't be as exciting, right? Now imagine a world where we're all the same. That world's not very exciting, is it? So remember, the next time you see someone different from yourself, remember how wonderful it is that we're all different and to treat every person with love, respect, and kindness, no matter what they look like. Brittany Lynn, if you were going to make an art installation out of food that shows how wonderful and diverse people can be, what food would you use? I use apples. There are all kinds of apples. Golden Delicious apples, Granny Smith apples, pink apples, Red Delicious, Gala, Honey Crisp, and Cortland, and more. Can you think of another food that could show diversity? I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Thanks for stopping by the National Liberty Museum. We'll see you soon. All right, move spotlight, stop share. What do you think, Miss Brittany Lynn? If you were going to make a statue, what food would you use?
I think I would use Sour Patch Kids or gummy bears. Or even, well, I guess I would try and use pizzas because that's my favorite, but I don't think they would hold together very well. So I'm gonna stick with my Sour Patch Kids and my gummy bears, as my medium.
Sounds
good. Apples were good too. More healthy, I guess. Thank you so much, Alyssa. Let's give Alyssa a big round of applause. She's making her theatrical debut here. Good job. All right, we have another amazing story for you. And this is called Dancing in the Wings. We're celebrating Black History Month here. And this is written by Debbie Allen. Now, for you kids watching, Debbie Allen was a very big star. She still is. But in the 80s, she was on the TV show Fame as the main dance instructor. And I fell in love with her then. And she's always danced her entire life. She's been on Sesame Street. Now she's on Grey's Anatomy. So let's see this book, and it's called Dancing in the Wings by Debbie Allen. She says, ever since I was born and could see, everywhere I looked, I saw dance. In the clouds as the wind blew them across the sky, in the ripples on a pond, even in the sea of ants marching up and down their hills. Dance was all around me. Dance was me. My mom calls me sassy because I like to put my hands on my hips and because I always have something to say. Well, if you had feet as big as mine, you would understand why. You should join the swimming team since you got those long toes and don't need any fins, my older brother Huey teased. I shot right back. At least I don't have that big forehead looking like a street lamp. No, she did not. Mama said, stop all that bad talk. You act so ugly sometimes. Huey, your big head is a sign of intelligence. And Sassy, your big feet will make your legs look longer and prettier in your ballet shoes. My legs were longer, all right, so long that when I went to tend to point my toe at the bar, I tripped Miss Catherine, our teacher, who was coming down the line. Looking the other way, splat, she landed under the piano, her legs in the air. Oh, it was so funny. Even she had to laugh. Sassy, she called out, I'm going to tie orange bows on those big feet. Sorry, Miss Catherine, I answered, but if you don't wear your glasses, you won't see them. One thing for sure, because of my long legs and big feet, I could jump higher and spin faster than everyone else. I was taller than the rest of the girls at school, even the boys. At our recitals, all the other girls got to dance solos and duets and wear pretty tutus. I was too big for the boys to pick up, and too tall to be in line. And trust me, Miss Brittany Lynn knows how that feels. I watched from backstage dancing in the wings, hoping that if I just kept dancing and trying, it would be my turn to dance in the spotlight. One day at the end of ballet class, Miss Catherine announced, Mr. Debato from the Russian school is coming next week to look for talented young people for the Summer Dance Festival in Washington, D.C. The whole room turned into a whirlpool of excitement at the sign-up sheet was posted. Everyone wanted to try, especially me. But as I wrote my name down, I heard two girls, Molly and Mona, giggle. Mona said, "Oh, please, she'll never make it. They said talent, not a Tyrannosaurus." Well, my heart seemed to stand still. For once, I had nothing to say. I couldn't hide the tears I felt welling up in my eyes, so I just grabbed my dance bag and ran to the parking lot. Oh. I heard a familiar horn honk and turned to see my Uncle Red in his bright green pickup truck. Uncle Red had the tightest white curly hair, smelled of cigars, and every day wore something red. A tie, a hat, a shirt, socks, maybe even his shoestrings. Just something red. Why of all days did Mama have to send him to pick me up? Why today? I was not in the mood for his jokes or stories, but I quickly tried to dry my eyes and smile. I got a good one for you today, Sassy. What did the banana say to the monkey? Split. Get it? Split, banana split. Well, I started to cry. Sassy, what's wrong? He asked. I told him what happened. I'm just so much taller than the other dancers, Uncle Red. Sassy, he said, you got to look at that as a gift. Being tall means you can see all around, and it means you can always find the right path to take. No, I said, it means I'll stick out like a big acne bump on someone's nose. I'll never get the dance. It's a waste of time to go to that audition. Listen, gal, said Uncle Red, if I was as tall and pretty as you, I wouldn't need to wear red so people knew it's me coming and going. All you got to do is make your mark on the world and walk into the room. By the time I got home, Uncle Red had cheered me up, had me laughing and feeling better. As I got out of his truck and waved goodbye, calling out, make your mark, girl. Huey and his football friends stopped playing. Huey yelled out, hey, Sassy, why don't you come play with us? We need a goalpost. Well, that's not really nice. His mean little ugly friends laughed. Boy, did that make me mad. Sure, if we can use your big head for the ball, I shouted back. His friends screamed with laughter. Huey got so mad he turned red, looking like a tomato with that big head. We were just about to get going at each other when Mama called us inside. This sounds like a fun family, actually, does it? Late that night, I lay awake, staring out my window and thinking about Uncle Red's words. I could see myself dancing on the Milky Way, swirling like a twirling shooting star. Next thing I knew, I was talking to myself out loud. I'm going to that audition, big feet and all. On the day of the tryouts, kids came from all over the city. It was so crowded, everyone was expected to wear black, but like Uncle Red, I picked my own color, bright yellow. And instead of standing in the back, I squeezed between Molly and Mona, right in the front row, and I ignored their snickering. Miss Catherine came in and introduced Mr. Debato. Everyone applauded. Boy, was he short. Couldn't have been more than 4 feet 9 inches tall. He started walking down the rows, pacing back and forth, just looking at us. Then he stopped right in front of me and said, young lady, why are you wearing that loud yellow leotard? I'll need to put sunglasses on to see everybody else. Please go to the back row. Oh. Well, Molly whispered, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Well, at least he noticed me, I snapped. I put my hands on my hips and walked to the back. The first round of the audition was center floor exercises. Mr. Debato walked around prodding and poking, making corrections. He stopped once and looked right at me, but didn't say a thing. I held my breath as he dismissed almost half the kids the first round, but not me. Next was the adagio. I should have pronounced this better. Adagio, the slow section. See, I made my way through it. I stood as close to Mona as I could get and whispered, your skinny, short legs are going to look like chicken wings next to mine. Well, I'd rather look like a chicken than a turkey with you with that long neck, she answered. Talk to the hand, I told her. I took my leg up so high it got stuck. Luckily, I could balance on my other big foot, so I just held it until Mr. D'Amato remarked, "Young lady, the exercise is finished." Oh, I jumped out of position. "Show off," Molly grunted. "Gobble, gobble," Mona imitated a turkey. Then came the leaps across the floor. I took off like Jackie Joyner Kersey and the long jump at the Olympics. With one leap, I sailed in the air past all the other girls. Molly and Mona watched, looking pea green with envy. When I finished, Mr. DeBato yelled, "Young lady, you must learn to dance to the music. Up on the count of one, down on the count of three. Three, not five. You had the rhythm of a troglodyte. Again." I was crushed. As I passed Mona to get back in line, she said, "Next time, bring your butt down by three." "Your mama," I said. She really gets into this. I said, "Oh, I wish I was a wizard. I'd turn them into two big fat frogs in tutus trying the hip hop." By the end of the day, there were only seven of us. Mr. Debato called out everyone's name except mine and asked them to step forward. This is just like chorus line. Oh my gosh, right? Standing alone, I really had to fight to hold back my tears. Then I heard him say, "Thank you all for coming today. Keep working, keep trying. You are dismissed." Mr. Debato said to me, "Sassy, you have a great deal of potential. You have beautiful long arms and legs, but you flail about with no control. You must learn to use your feet better and timing. We have a lot of work to do when you come to Washington this summer, but please leave that loud yellow leotard at home. All you need to do to be noticed is walk into the room. You are dismissed." And he walked out. Jumping and shouting, I ran to the parking lot. I made it, Mama, I made it." Guess who was there to pick me up? Mama, Uncle Red, Huey, and half his football team piled on the back of the green truck on their way to a game. Everybody was so proud of me, even Huey. "You go, Miss Bigfoot." "Thank you, Mr. Big Head," I said, and we all laughed. 1 month later, Mama and I boarded the plane for Washington, D.C. She held my hand and my heart pounded when we landed. At the school, there were dancers from Russia, Mexico, France, China, Cuba, Brazil, New York, Texas, and long-legged me from Inglewood, California. In class the first day, Mr. Debato introduced me to his 12-year-old protege, a boy named Dwight who was 5 feet 10 inches tall. "Dwight, I think I found you a partner. Meet Sassy." Mama was right. Oops, sorry. Mama was right. Being tall wasn't so bad after all, neither was having a big head. By the end of summer, Huey had won the grand prize at Space Camp in Alabama, and I got to dance a duet with Dwight in the summer concert. When Dwight lifted me high in the air, I felt like I was dancing on the Milky Way, me and my big feet making my mark on the world. The end. I really enjoyed that story. Miss Debbie Allen was sassy. What a great book. I'm gonna definitely keep this in my repertoire, especially me being a tall girl. Because Miss Brittany Lynn is 6'5" to start out with. And then once this is all on, she's a little over 8 feet tall. So she gets this book 100%. And she's a winner. We have time for one more story, and this is another brand new, and it's short. It's another brand new story. Can you guys sit through one more story? Yeah. Yes. Everybody's got such pretty hair. Look at you. I see you all. All right. This is called Love Makes a Family. So love is knowing where everything is. That means keep your rooms tidy, right? Love is finding the biggest puddles. We've had so much snow and rain lately. My dog really knows where all the best puddles are everywhere in South Philly here. Now, love is lending a helping hand, especially if your teddy bear gets wet. Mom's always there to help. Love is watching from the front row, supporting everybody as they perform and do shows like you do for Miss Brittany Lynn. Love is playing on the weekend, and especially every day. I know most of us are at home, so every day is the weekend pretty much. We've had a whole year of weekends, haven't we? Love is making things better again, and they're doing that with ice cream. we should all take some time for some ice cream today, right? I think we should. Love is washing away the day, because bath time is just as much fun as any other time of the day. Just ask my dog. He loves bath time when we get home. Love is reading one more book. See how they make a little tent? Maybe that could be your project. You know, we used to take the couch covers together and make our little tents with our flashlight and watch movies in there. Love is chasing away monsters. It's kind of dressing up and making pretends, and that's always a lot of fun to do with your brothers and sisters or your parents or any of your friends. And love is a kiss before bed. Good night. That's a lot of love. Whether you have one parent, two moms, two dads, a mom and a dad, or another wonderful caregiver, there's one thing that makes every family a family, and that is love, right? What a great way to end the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just remember, like we always go over all of the books that we did for the day. And today we did Hair Love. We did Sparkle Boy. We did Elmer. We did one of our new favorites now, and I thank National Liberty Museum for sending this to me, Dancing in the Wings. And of course, Love Makes a Family. Thank you guys for always being so supportive and tuning in. And don't forget that we are here with the National Liberty Museum the second Tuesday. I had to think about it. The second Tuesday of every month. All my days blend together. It's always the second Tuesday of every month. I want to thank Lissa for her presentation and for always being on the scene to make this happen with us each and every month. We have a lot of really exciting themes coming up for the next couple months. So make sure you tune in. And you could also like the Drag Queen Storytime page. You'll see my face on there, and you can keep up with all of the Storytime events that we have. And just remember, these are always offered free of charge for you, whether it's on our page or on Zoom. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Lisa, you want to say goodbye?
I do, and I just want to make sure you notice the artwork that's being shown in the top windows up there. I think someone drew you.
Hey, where is? Oh my God! Oh, I love it. Oh, that's awesome.
Bye. Thank you so much, Brittany Lynn. I forgot to mention before, we have partnered with Positive Movement for our family weekend. They will be a pre-recorded lesson. If you don't know Positive Movement by their official name, it is Drumline Elmo. They will be drumming up some love at the end of this month, so definitely check that out.
I see them around town a lot. Oh, they're so cool. I see them coming down South Street a lot at Bob and Bob.
Yeah. So the amazing Miss Lexi partnered with them and put together some really fun programming. But all of our family day or our family weekend programming is free. Check it out. We're so excited. Thank you, Miss Brittany Lynn. Thank you, everybody who came into the Zoom and everybody watching live on Facebook. We'll see you soon.
See ya. Bye. Have a great month.